After seeing the Puget Sound German Railroad Society's clinic that Mark Howe did, check out the link below, I was inspired to build a carrying case for my engine based on his design. The first step was cutting the plywood down to the right size. I made the carrier 28 inches long to accommodate my engine and its tender, and 9 inches tall. The base is 6 inches wide. I also marked and cut off short pieces to be the feet of the case so that it has something to stand on. Next was sanding and preparing the sides and the bottom. I knew I'd eventually either stain or paint the carrier, so I wanted a good smooth surface to work with. I used cabinet hinges to attach the sides to the bottom. I carefully lined up the pieces so there would be an even gap and the sides would close smoothly. I also made sure the hinges were in the same place on both sides. Not really necessary, but it gives it a more professional look. While the base was still easy to work with, I added the feet to the bottom. To cushion the engine and to keep it held tight when the sides are closed, I added padding to the inside. I used 1-inch cushion padding from the fabric store. A serrated kitchen knife worked really well to cut the padding. The padding was attached under a spray adhesive. I wanted the hinges to be under the padding, so I assembled the sides first and had to protect the bottom part from the adhesive. I ate lunch while the adhesive set. The padding was tightly stuck to the sides now. The engine and tender were set on a piece of track that screwed in place. I cut a piece of spare track to the right size and attached it. I might add a small rail stop at one end in the future to help keep everything centered. Initially, I used a pair of spacers to keep the sides closed without putting too much pressure on the engine. These are 6-inch long pieces that I attached the corner brackets to, so the brackets slide over the side of the plywood. To carry the carrier, nylon straps are attached and adjusted to a comfortable height. I tried attaching with screws, as Mark had done, but they just tore up the weave in the straps, so I switched to some small tacks. And here's the final case, all ready for use. I completed the build over one weekend. After using the case a few times, I decided to go ahead and paint it in the Coastal Tines colors, green with yellow accents. After a couple months, I realized that the open top to the carrier was letting dust and other debris collect inside. So I built this cover for it. It's a thin piece of plywood, and I moved the brackets onto the underside of this. So now the entire thing can be easily enclosed.